under Section 19 of the Public Order Act, which is headed Racial Hatred, Publishing or Distributing Written Material. A person who publishes or distributes written material which is threatening or abusive or insulting is guilty of an offence if he intends to stir up racial hatred. Now, somebody who does the sort of things, who puts these posts up that Charlie's referring to, is committing that offence. If he is in the jurisdiction, this is one of the problems, if he's in the jurisdiction, then there could be a knock on his door and he could be arrested. And Twitter presumably could be asked to take down the post on the basis that they are aiding and abetting that offence. Or am I wrong about that?
No, you're absolutely right. And there are different ways in which that kind of incitement can be dealt with. The difficulty you have is, let's just look at some of the people who've been involved in this. Tommy Robinson, himself a person who has convictions, as I understand it. He's a person who has been done for contempt of court in relation to other matters and who therefore feels that the rules of law don't apply to him. He actually has fled the country and a warrant has been issued for his arrest just now because of his further contempt of the High Court. And he has been putting out the suggestion that there are different tiers of different ways of responding to protest, and it's all very well if you are a brown-skinned person or a black-skinned person, but if you're a white man making complaints about things, that you get a different kind of law attached to you. And he's putting that out into the thing, and it is inciting. It is suggesting to people that that there is a different law for some people than there is for others, and he has been inciting antagonism towards particularly Muslim people, and we've seen just now, as a result of the riots taking place, but there's also been the desecration of graves, of Muslim graves in graveyards. We've seen all manner of fearful things happening to women wearing hijabs at bus stops and so on, with their headscarf being pulled off them and so on. I mean, we're really seeing horrible displays of antagonism towards the Muslim community in this country, and people frightened to come out of their houses, and suddenly people who were born in this country feeling that somehow their safety is at risk.
Should we try to stop that?
Right.
Yeah. Stop people doing online.
What do you do? Right. So what you do? Hold on a minute. So what do you do about Tommy Robinson? He's fled the country. He's still able, from across borders, to put out poisonous material. We then have, and I heard.
Let me suggest what you do about it. What you do about it is you say, as far as these platforms are doing it, because Tommy Robinson is doing it through social media, you simply say to the social media companies, you've got to take those tweets down because they're making it worse. And if you don't, you will pay a price, which will have to be a financial price. And that's what we should be doing. And they should be paying a terrible financial price for allowing that, putting the responsibility on them. What I'm raising, because that's roughly what the Online Harms Act tries to do, but it's not yet in force.
Yes.
We need the social media companies to have some legal obligation to deal with this. And if they don't discharge their legal obligation, we've got to punish them. And we can punish them because they are not offshore.
But it's always closing the stable door after the horse is bolted, isn't it? We want to stop.
Not if you say, we think you should take this down now, and if you don't take it down, we can't force you to take it down straight away, but you will pay a price subsequently.
Yes, that's true.
And that will make them responsible.
That is true.
Yes. What I'm just interested to know, Charlie, what fine is big enough to really matter to Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, who is not just a billionaire, he is probably nearly a trillionaire now. I mean, or maybe one. He is a man who is so rich that he can sneer at your fine of £15 million or whatever.
Well, I bet you will find that obviously you can take into account how rich this man is or how rich Twitter is, but it's a commercial enterprise, and you mark my words, you can find and you can get businesses to stop. I certainly not in the. I'm not in the position. I strongly disagree with the tone of what you're saying, which is you've got to give up because he's so rich and powerful.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, I think that what I'm pointing to is the fact that unfortunately our world is full currently of malign forces who rely on the idea that freedom of speech has to be protected at all costs, I'm a vigorous defender of freedom of speech, but not freedom of speech, which is inciting violence towards people who are vulnerable because they are a minority within a society. And that's what Elon Musk is currently doing. It's what Tommy, a much less.
It is an intractable problem. Can I ask you? Can I bring this round just full circle? At the end of the day, however, an asylum, a hotel accommodating asylum seekers will only be attacked and burned down by people who are actually physically present. And if we can deter them from rioting, committing these offences, even though they may be being incited to do so by the likes of these shadowy figures in the background, if we can deter them by making them understand realistically that they are going to be facing really, really serious offences and go inside for a very long time,